Hey y'all, welcome to the Honesty Circle, the safe space to discuss growing in adulthood, mental health, faith, and all the things in between. It's your host, Sierra Elise, and I hope you're taking care of not only your mental and spiritual, but your emotional and physical health so you can be your best self this week. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Honesty Circle. It's me, your host, Sierra Elise, and I have my lovely guest next to me, Alexa Bryant. I'm so excited to have her here.
So excited to be here.
Yes. So if you could introduce yourself, telling us more about like who you are, what you do, and kind of like what makes you you.
Hey everybody, my name's Alexa Bryant. I'm an esthetician. I do lashes as of right now, and I love it so much. And what makes me me? I would say just creating and laughing.
Yeah.
Creating any way, like if it's a vlog, if it's lashes, if it's artwork, just taking whatever is in my head and making it out some type of physical way.
Yeah.
Envisioning what's in my head out in some physical way. So creating and then laughing. I just like to laugh. I like when a laugh is contagious. So laughing with everybody else and making my laugh contagious for everybody else.
You're like always contagious though.
No, that's you though. Like,
no, it's you. I swear it's you. Like when I hear Alexa laugh, it's gonna give me.
You're gonna hear a mile away.
every time. So perfect. So we're gonna jump to the episode, to the segment, inner or outer circle. And it's basically this or that. So what is in your inner circle, you'll say that if you like it. If you don't like it, then it'll be in your outer circle. So I'm just gonna go through a few of them. So my first one is natural or glam.
For me, this is a trick question because I really like makeup. So I would do a natural glam.
Okay, that's fair. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. My next one is kind of what we were talking about beforehand. So movie or TV show?
TV show. My attention span is not the greatest. And I haven't seen any movies. I haven't even seen Titanic.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I haven't either. It's okay.
I've seen no movies. People be getting mad at me, but I like shows because I can, when I want to watch the show, I can binge watch it.
Yeah.
And watch the whole thing in the entirety, or like stop, take a break, a bathroom break. With the movie, I'm like, get to the point.
Yeah, like what's the problem?
No,
what's the solution? What's the end?
And I gotta
Let's
wait
get to
2
it.
hours to see the end. Like,
literally.
wrap it up.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so the next one is city or country. I mean, yeah, like country.
I don't. This makes me feel like Hannah Montana or something. So like, I love the city because I like the lights and just everyone there and like the restaurants they have, and it's everyone coming together. So it's just like really, what's the word? Not I'm buffering. It's diverse in the city.
Mm-hmm.
In the country, I like the country because it's like you get that downtime, and I always need my down alone time. So I like the country for that reason. So maybe country, and then if I could just drive into the city, that would be ideal.
Okay.
So probably the country, but I love the city.
Okay, so I got two more.
Mm-hmm.
My next one is not a this or that, but what food is in your inner circle? Like food type.
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it not sound like I'm a health freak because I'm not. But right now, I've been eating a lot of greens lately. But that's not like my typical answer. But right now, it's a lot of greens. I'm trying to learn how to make Brussels sprouts the best way. And I like spinach, just like real good leafy greens, but making them good so I can eat them more often. Yeah, that's
and
just
flavorful.
that's just one of my resolutions this year, just to eat better. So I've been just cooking vegetables lately, trying to incorporate that everywhere I can, because sometimes I don't do a good job at that, but I've been doing good lately.
I feel like you have to be intentional. Like I feel like once you're an adult and your parents are not telling you like, okay, this is on your plate, like this is your vegetable and you better eat that vegetable.
Especially grocery shopping by
there might
yourself.
Not be any vegetable.
No. I be trying to make a rainbow on my plate, but it's so easy to just make what you want to make. But I don't know. I'm not scared to try new things. So once I try something that I like, I'm like, okay, I ate that at this place. What's the recipe so I can keep making it at home?
Yeah. That's
But
good.
right now, my vegetables.
Okay.
I think it's just because it's January. I think it's
Right,
because it's the new year. Like, my answer's gonna change next month.
Literally,
Yeah,
like
not
next
too
time
much.
it's gonna be like, oh,
Cake.
cake. Cake.
Not too much.
I'm crying. Cake. I forgot my next one. Dang, what was I gonna say? It's okay. Well, we'll move forward.
Okay.
That was a good little segment. Thanks. Good
Yeah.
answers. Okay, so we're gonna basically talk more about kind of like who Alexa is. Like she said, she's an esthetician. Did I say that right? Esthetician. Okay, I feel like I always say that word wrong. Like,
I always spell it wrong.
yeah, but it's hard. Like that's a weird word.
Yeah.
It's a weird word.
SD bestie.
Yeah. Oh, that's
That's
good.
what I say. SD bestie.
Yeah. Okay. So we're just talking more about her experience through that and kind of like her journey. And also she is a believer. So we're going to talk more about kind of how that plays a role in her life and things like that. So my first question for you is kind of how did you get interested in becoming an esthetician? Like kind of how did that start? And just tell me more about your journey.
Okay. It's so funny because I feel like it's full circle. I never thought that I'd be an esthetician. I also didn't even know what that was until I was in college. I feel like, so Sierra and I, we went to the same high school. In high school, I think they didn't really like push any other option but the army or college.
Literally.
So, I mean, I always wanted to go to college. I went to UNCG. It was great. I loved it there. But while I was in school, I needed a job on the side to kind of go along with my classes, still be able to make money, but have time for my school schedule. And I always got my lashes done. I've been getting my lashes done since probably like, I think I got the first set I ever got done was in 2017.
Wow.
And I tried them and then I was like, oh, that's cool. Cause like even before then, mascara, false lashes, like that's just always been my thing. Like I love makeup, but the lashes have always been the star of the
always
show.
on point.
For me.
No, you're right.
That's
like you said,
crazy.
I said in high school. Like your lashes always were on point.
Like that. I love that. Brows and lashes are always just the best. So I got my first set done in 2017, and the girl who did my lashes, she was like, I just want to practice on you. Like I'm starting new right now. Just let me know if you want to be like my ambassador, basically. And I was like, of course, duh. So we started doing that. And I would just always have my lashes done. I would always get them filled in. Like I became obsessed with it. So then again, when it came around to me finding a job that went with my school schedule, I was like, just watching the girl who did mine, I'm like, wow, because we went to the same college too. I'm like, wow, like she can make her own schedule and then still be able to do all her schoolwork. I need to get into that. So in 2021, I started my lash business and I would lash on the side along like going to class and everything. And it was so great. I would meet so many people that went to my school, went to the colleges around my school. Like I was like, this is not only do I like the actual job, but I'm meeting so many people.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like I'm loving it more and more. In the beginning, it's really tedious just because like we have so many lashes on our eye and sitting there for 2 hours, like it would be like 5 hours long. I got it down to like an hour and 30 minutes now. But you would have to practice every single day, consistent every single day, practice every single night. Even if you didn't have a client, like you need to do something to better yourself, like 1% every day just to get better. And yeah, after doing that for a while, I saw it grow more and more. And I was like, wow, like this is actually a career for people. And after a while, I was looking into esthetician school because my current lash tech now, she was telling me how she graduated, went to esthetician school, and now that she does the exact same thing as me. Mm-hmm. But I just realized, I was like, wow, this can just go a lot further. And when you're an esthetician, you can do makeup, you can do bridal makeup, you could do skincare, facials, brows. You can do a lot of stuff with it. It's a really like big umbrella under the esthetician license. And so, yeah, I went to school for that. And it was so great just meeting other girls who are interested in the same thing. Like, it was so much fun. It was like we would go to class, learn about our skincare, learn about makeup. And it's just like we're just playing like SD bestie all day, like just girls who like the same thing. It was just so much fun. Yeah. And I love it so much. And I love the school so much. And yeah, now I just do it every day. The one thing I will say, sometimes I miss having coworkers and just like going to work, interacting and learning about new people. But having clients fills that in completely. Because I feel like I've done lashes for clients' baby showers, their wedding, their like big moments in their life, their graduation. and just having that check-in time, because you're gonna go see your hair lady, you're gonna go see your nail tech, your lash tech, like the girl talk that you have in the salon and everything, just that type of thing. So just staying in touch with them, and then I would see them outside, like just making friends really, and they're all just so sweet. So I feel like that is, even on the days where I didn't necessarily feel like working or going to work, I'll look forward to who I was gonna see that day.
Yeah.
And that's probably the best part, honestly. Like, I love it so much.
Yeah. So I guess my question would be like, when did you know it was going to like change for you? So when it started like just doing it for your side job and then for it to become something that you want to invest in? Because I think like going to esthetician school is an investment in yourself. So kind of what made you want to make that jump?
I would say getting closer to the end of college, I had to think about what I really wanted to do, because it was getting real. And I'm like, okay, what don't I mind doing every day? Like, I know I have to make a living for myself, but I also want to enjoy what I do. And I don't know, I feel like after seeing the finance part and how much you can go and how it's fast money. So if you know how to handle your money, it's good for you. But even if you don't, it's a learning experience. Like, you're gonna have to learn how to do it, and even getting like business credit and doing inventory and all of those things, you just kind of learn as you go. But the more you learn, the better it gets, because you just learn how to handle your money, doing your own business taxes, all that good stuff. But I didn't know that it would be that much work. I had an idea, because of course owning a business is a lot of work, as everybody says, but you don't really know until you do it yourself. So that was probably like a time where I had to sit down and be like, is this what I want to do?
Yeah.
Like, is this what I actually want to keep doing? And it is. And I think, again, it's just because of the people I get to meet, and it's in a field where I'm not going to be out of anyway. Like, I'm going to go buy makeup and get my lashes done and go, the little girly maintenance. Like, I like being on the customer side, and I also like being on the serving side. It's beautiful on both ends. But yeah, I feel like with my faith in God, I feel like I definitely had to pray on it a lot too in making that transition, because you really have to bet on yourself and just, you're not going to get anything out of it unless you work really hard at it. It's definitely whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. But again, being consistent in it and just having faith that this is what I'm meant to do, and connecting with people, and then like even just being able to minister to people and just seeing the same girls every day and giving them advice and having like a mini therapy session. It was like, I think I meant to do this. Like, I think that this is what's for me, because it's not just for me. Like, it's us at this point. Like, it's me and the girls.
Yeah. I like how you said that, because I think it kind of connects to how like faith has played a role in that for you. Because I think like in order for, first, obviously you said you prayed about it and all that, but also realizing that it's not just about like lashing, right? And I think for you to be able to see the bigger picture and your like why and like what you're able to do through that, I think that's like beautiful to be able to witness. So my question for you is, what other roles has like your faith in God like played a role in it? So like not just like the start, but how does that play throughout like your life at this point?
I love this question. I love this question just because I get to talk about my personal relationship with God, because I've always grown up in the church. My granddad, he was a pastor. He had a church. I was always in church as a child. My parents were involved with the church. My mom sang in the church. So I've always just seen everybody else's relationship with God. But when you grow up and you go through your own trials and tribulations, like, you're like, you and God grow closer, because you start to go through things and you're like, you have to lean on him. You can't just do it by yourself anymore. Like, you're
it's not mama
up.
no more.
No, like, your parents can't help you all the time.
Yeah.
So for me, in my faith right now, and all of the time looking back on it, God's just really just like my best friend. He will really just be your best friend. And you really see that, especially in this age of like your 20s, you're figuring yourself out. You're figuring out who you want to be friends with, who you want to date, where you want to live, what you want to do. Like, you're going to meet a lot of people. Some people are seasonal. Some people you will be friends with forever. But I feel like seeing that God is the same from the beginning to the end. Like, he's your friend regardless of who comes, who goes, who passes away, like who you break up with, who you're in a fight with. It doesn't matter. Like, of course it matters, but God is always there. And that's one thing that I have. That's the revelation I've had the past couple years. But just to see, like, even if you forget to talk to him, if you are going through those things, when you come back, like, he's waiting for you to come back. Like, he's always going to be there to talk to you. He's your friend. Like, he really cares. It's not even just like, I feel like growing up in the church, because I'm like, your dad's a pastor too, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, you always see how adults worship God. And, you know, I feel like it's kind of intimidating a little bit as a child, seeing like, whoa, like, the church is so big, like this is so that. But it's like when you kind of think of God as a friend, like he is the Alpha and Omega, like he's the creator. It's so big. But once you understand that he knows you, just you, like even though you're just one person on earth, like he knows you personally. Doesn't matter how many people are on the earth. Once you realize that, you're like, wow, like now we're besties.
Literally,
you really know me,
right?
Like you know me.
You know me.
Like knew me. Like you knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I feel like just really leaning into the friendship with God, because it strengthens your relationship. And you know, like when you have your friend, you call your girlfriends up for advice when you're sad, when you need advice. Like, did I just say that? But you call your friends for a lot of stuff, even just to rant.
Yeah.
Like you will call your friends for literally anything. So I think you just treat God the same way, and you will hear back from him. It's not like you just talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Like you will hear back from him. If you seek him diligently, you will find him for sure.
Yeah. Ooh, you preaching, girl. Hold on now. You ate. So what challenges have you faced in like kind of navigating this like entrepreneur space? Like, especially have you seen like entrepreneurs like in your life? Like, is that a part of kind of your familial history or no?
Not really. Both of my parents had corporate jobs straight out of college. So
stark difference.
Yeah. So like my mom's mom, she actually passed before I was born, so I didn't get to meet her, but she actually owned a hair salon. So my parents always talk about her. Yes. My parents always talk about her. My granddad literally like built an extra building basically to their house for her whole hair salon.
Wow.
So I think that he always wanted one of his kids to kind of take up entrepreneurship, but they just had, 9 to 5. You know how our parents' generation is, y'all. Like that's all they probably knew.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So what challenge have you faced in like getting into this, since you haven't, like you said, you kind of had some people that in your life that did it, but like not really. So kind of what challenge you face, and how have you worked to just like continuously overcome every challenge that you've had?
Oof. Y'all, it's hard a lot of the times because it feels like it's just you, just because like it's your name on it. It feels like it's just you. I always sometimes I compare myself to my friends' jobs. I'm like, y'all have a supervisor who kind of gives you the plan for the month, the year. Like they're just gonna tell you what to do. You just show up.
Literally.
And sometimes I really wish that I had that, but then I look back and I'm like, okay, I just have to make those same boundaries and just make that same aura in my business. Like if I'm a planner, I write everything down, I plan everything out. Like if it's not in the planner, it's not getting done.
Right.
So I'm like, I just have to treat that the same way with my business. And then also I can still ask people for help. I feel like in the beginning, it's definitely like, oh, I don't know how to do this, I don't know who to do that. Like, well, yeah, I haven't done it before.
Right.
But there's also so many people that I know that could either plug me into somebody else that could help me. They might know someone who's an entrepreneur or does like real estate, and they might have done this and they might have done that. So it's kind of just like networking and really taking advantage of the people that you know and the people that they know. Because I feel like in the beginning, I definitely could not do it if I didn't network. I had to ask somebody for help. So ask for help. It's okay to ask for help, because if you don't, you're never going to learn. You have to learn from your mistakes. You have to ask for help, because I promise you, whoever you ask for help, they probably went through the exact same thing. And they want to share their knowledge. Not everybody's just going to keep it to themselves, but people can relate because they've probably been through the same thing. So yeah, I guess asking for help. And let me rephrase. asking for help and seeing other people who do the same thing as me, seeing how far they took it, it's really encouraging because I'm like, okay, like they also started at square one, how I also did. And now they're here. I don't know how they got there. And I know they probably didn't know how they got there either, but they figured it out. So I'm like, if you can do it, I can do the same thing. And 9 times out of 10, I will reach out to them and ask them to
Yeah.
because they'll probably put me on to somebody that helped them.
I feel like that's such a good, like, you don't even realize like how much you're doing that, because I feel in this day and age we think that we can do everything ourselves, like, you know, like, you know, I got nobody else, it's me, it's always like I got it, you know, pull myself up by my own britches. And I feel like we forget the power of the community, like your community helped you, whether it's who they know or who they knew, whatever, all the things and down the chain, but it doesn't matter the connection, but there was a connection, and utilizing that. And I feel like sometimes our age group at this point, especially in their 20s, like we're starting to get on your own and you think that you have to do it by yourself, when in reality you do not have to do this by yourself. It's supposed to be communal. Like we're supposed to be communal people. So that's a good one. So you talk about being a planner. Tell me more. Like how do you balance your life? Because I feel like sometimes with entrepreneurs, like you always hear like they're working around the clock, it's 24 hours, all the things. So how do you find the balance to be able to do Alexa, do your business, but then also doing all the other things that are important to you?
So, like I said, yes, I am a planner and I enjoy it a lot. I definitely take the time out of the week. If it's not every single week, it's at least the top of the month, top of the week to just sit down and things that I've already committed to, clients that I know that I have, things that I want to do, just write it out so I can see it. Like if I see it, I can fit in, you know, if I want to put this on a Tuesday afternoon, if I don't have anything that day, or if I want to do this day. Just seeing it playing in front of me, that is always my first step to taking the next steps, just so I won't overlook anything. Because my brain sometimes, you know, your brain can just get really filled up. And then I feel like also with social media, my brain's filled up with stuff that I probably didn't even need to know about, that I saw and learned about online, while also trying to keep in everything in my brain that I know I have to remember anyway.
Right.
So usually, like, I will go to a coffee shop, take all my stuff, put my planner out, write everything down, and just, like, relax and kind of debrief, like, just prepare myself for what I have to do. I feel like when you prep well, you're always ready for the next step.
That's good.
So preparation is always key. Even, like, especially in life, it's always key, but especially with owning a business, like, even like with lashing, like making sure I have enough lash trays and this client.
You can't run out.
No.
Halfway through and
I have before.
Halfway through a client.
No, yeah.
Oh, I'm ran out this size.
Now I gotta freestyle. Like, they don't want that. They don't want that.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like it's so easy to prep for it, because I'm like, if you planned it out and you know what they like, you know who's coming, you already know that you should have it done before they get there. So really, it's up to you if you want to be set up for greatness or not. But I feel like in my life, definitely I plan out everything. But in my business, you know, writing down how many of this I have, how many of that I have, what time I need to be there for this, how long of a break I have that day.
Do you schedule in breaks?
So my day will be open from probably like around 9 to 4:30 or 5. And then people just book their appointment. Okay. So if I have an appointment like 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., or I could have one at 9 a.m., 11 p.m., have a whole break, don't have another one until 3 p.m.
Got you.
So sometimes I could have like an hour and a half break in between. Sometimes it's even a longer break in between. But when it is, like, I could have a 9 a.m. and not another one till like 4. Yeah. Which sucks sometimes. But that gives me space to plan to see if anybody else wants to come that day. Yeah. Like I could have a walk-in come in, or, you know, reach out. Hey, I know you asked for a spot. Something just opened up. Like, do you want to come right now? And that just, you know, we're all happy at that point. I just got some extra money. Like, I don't have to waste all the time in between. And even on days that I do have a whole bunch of time in between, I'll find something productive to do. That could be my planning period. I could have lunch. I can go to the gym, go do inventory, like just finding ways to really be productive while you're already up and at work instead of just going to take a nap or going back home or, because I'm like, if I did that on my break, when I get home, I can chill. Like, I don't have to worry about doing all that later because I already did it. So I guess just putting your break in there if you get one, but if you don't get one, just thug it out to the end of the day. Like, again, my friends, like, y'all be at work from 8 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 3. Like, it's okay if I don't have a break till later because I'm gonna go home eventually. But yeah, just making sure that I get everything I need done for the day is my biggest thing. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I feel like you said a lot too, because I think it's the prep work, and I feel like that's something I'm learning more about because I'm not a business owner yet. Like, let me stop. I mean, honestly, in the perfect world, like the Honest Circle would grow into like a side business, like in the perfect world.
I feel like you do all the work of a business, though.
Yeah, because when I tell you like the planning work that it goes into this, and especially top of the year, like, like it's January, so your brain, like you said, you're on your best right now. So I'm on my best planning. I need to keep it on, but so yeah, I think that's a lot because I think that's something that I'm learning of, like, I can't just like go out and free ball every time. Like, I need to like actually plan and prepare, not just for the now but also for the future, so that way I'm set up for success. So I think that's a good point. What or who has been instrumental in your journey of like being in entrepreneur and like all of that?
I never would have thought it would have been my friends, but my friends definitely pushed me to keep going. 9 times out of 10, though, it's because they're my clients. So it's like days that I didn't feel like lashing up, be like, please, Lexa, please do my lashes. I'm like, okay, I guess because I love you. But then I'm like, I would have to, this is my job. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do anyway. So it's a win-win. I get to hang out with my girls, and now we can sit there and talk, and I'm doing my job. So I try to incorporate all of it together. So my friends are definitely instrumental in my business, and my parents. Like I said, they don't have a business, but they know how to do a lot of the stuff that I don't know how to do when it comes to financial things in the business world. So yeah, they're like my crutch when it comes to stuff like that. Like, even like getting my lash suite, figuring out how to find the lash suite, sign the lease, how to look over this, get business insurance. Like, my parents already have, like, they have a house, they have car insurance.
Right.
They pay bills.
Right.
So
I don't pay bills.
Right.
Barely.
So like, yeah,
barely.
I'm just getting into being grown. Like, I'm paying my everything. So as I'm getting into that, and they're teaching me all the other bills that I have to pay growing up, we're just adding that in there. But it's not as hard as I thought, because once I reach out to them, I'm like, y'all know what you're doing. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't have a business or not. I feel like they know how insurance works, financial things. Like, if you have kind of just a financial coach, authoritative, that will help you a lot, because I feel like that's the hardest part, because it can be all cute, glitz and glamorous and all fun or whatever, but it's definitely the financial work and just having all your ducks aligned. So my parents really helped me with that, and I'm very, very grateful for them, because I would be lost and I would not know how to get business insurance.
Okay, so this is my last question. How are you hoping to expand, one, in your faith, but also in your business?
Okay. So I'll do the business one first. I think in the future, I have a couple ideas. I don't know which one I want to do. I feel like that's always a thing for me. Like, I'll be like, oh, I want to do this, that, and the third. But I can't do all things at once.
Yeah.
Long-time goal, though, I would want to have kind of a storefront for other lash artists, whether they're already experienced or you're just beginning. I personally buy my glue from another lash artist and my tweezers from another lash artist. So just having products to kind of share, like lash trays, glue, tape, glue rings, lash baths, stuff like that. Like, just inventory to give to other girls, because we always need it, like, all the time. Someone's always running out of something. Somebody always needs something, because everyone's always getting their lashes done. So probably creating a storefront, and I feel like if and when I do that, I could kind of lay off the labor of doing lashes, just because you could get like carpal tunnel in your hands, your back posture, just like leaning over all day wouldn't, I don't think I can do it like forever till I'm like old or whatever. But if I had the storefront, I could kind of take a back seat, maybe get employers and just grow the store. And my other idea with that would be to kind of get into real estate. I was thinking about like maybe getting a building and being able to host other service providers like hairstylists, nail techs, barbers, other lash people. Because there's people always need a
beauty
suite.
mogul. That's what I see.
Yeah, so I'm like anything like that. And then I don't know, the ideas just go on and on. It's so funny when I go get my lashes done. That's all me and my girl do is sit here and just like we be having our girl chat, but we'd be like, oh my God, did you see this girl did this? Oh girl, we could do that. We could do this. We could do that. And yeah, like even my lash tech, she was like how she might start a esthetician podcast. Like we share SD podcasts to kind of learn from the people who've already done everything that we want to do, and they share just their knowledge. Just sharing your knowledge is so helpful. It's so helpful. Just hearing other people talk about it. So maybe even doing that, sharing my advice, teaching people how to lash, just kind of sharing what I've been through and sharing what I know to make it easier for the next girl who wants to do it, because they definitely can. And I've seen some people talk about doing it, and I'm like, girl, just do it. And they'll be like, I don't know where to start. But I'm like, we could talk about it if you want to talk about it.
Listen,
I got you.
I got you.
I can put you on if you really want to be put on.
That's good.
And expanding my faith. Okay, recently I just got baptized. So I feel like that has been the biggest lead on expanding my faith. I had never been baptized when I was little, which is different just because I have been in church my whole life. All my friends did. But I'm not mad that I didn't get baptized when I was younger, just because making the personal decision now was kind of like a big deal for me. But I think that has expanded my faith really wide, just because I'm like, wow, like, I don't know, it just feels like it just grows you closer to your best friend Jesus. So
yeah,
that part. And then just reminding myself to always keep God in my business, because I prayed to be a lash artist. Like I used to pray about it all the time, and now that I'm here, I'm like, okay, God, you got me this far. I hope that I can do this, down the third. And I'm like, once I get all of these lavish things that I've been praying for, I just need to remember who brought me here. And even if like any trials that come on my business, any downfalls, anything that I think that is really hard, like he can get you to the next part. So I think just having faith play into just having faith in any area in my life in general. Like it doesn't really have to be excluded out of one thing or another, but just reminding myself that, God can help you with literally anything. Like
I feel like we forget that.
Yeah.
At least I do.
I definitely have. I definitely have. And when I remember, it makes life so much easier. So
I have to agree.
Sometimes I feel like sometimes we just like go through stuff just so he can remind us, though. Like he'll be like, okay, you forgot.
She forgetting right now. Let me just
yeah. She gonna remember tomorrow. And I will. Literally. But I guess just always just plugging God into everything, because it's okay to do that. Like that's what he wants you to do. Like he wants you to look and search for his help. He's literally just your father, y'all. The same way you would call your parents for help, call on God. Yeah. He's literally there for help and everything else.
That's so good. This has been such a great episode, Alexa. I'm so glad that you're able to do this.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yes.
This is my dream.
So to close the episode, C's 2 cents for this week will be from you. If you want to share some advice, it could be kind of whatever avenue you want to go into that's kind of connected to what we talk about today. So you just go and share.
So my 2 cents for this episode would be to remember consistency. Not even just in starting a business, but whatever you do, whether it's in the gym or in your faith, in your career, following your dreams, just being consistent. Because, if you just get, like I said, if you get 1% better every single day, it might be slow and it might take a minute, but after a while, you're going to be like, wow, like I did it.
One day it's going to be 5%. You're going to be shocked.
Literally. And then you did it. Like right before your eyes. So, just, I guess, being patient too, because that also goes with being consistent if it's not like an overnight thing, which most things aren't. But, just being consistent. And I think that's also been my biggest challenge too. So I think that's why I go so hard for consistency, because that's also the hardest thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, since it's the hardest thing for me, I spend a lot of time trying to make sure that I am, and you will see the fruits of your labor. Like, you will see it come all out to play, honestly.
Yeah.
So just be consistent.
That's so good. Y'all can take her advice or not. That is just her 2 cents. Thanks y'all so much for listening to this week's episode with Alexa. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you like anything that you heard today, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Our Honesty Circle Instagram is at the Honesty Circle with an underscore at the end. Thanks again so much for listening, and go conquer your week. Bye y'all.
Bye.